Hi again everyone, how is all doing? So here we are with yet another donation. James, who sent me the Black 5 to repair recently, very kindly sent me a couple of locomotives as donations along with it. One of which is this Hornby King Henry VIII. So thanks very much to James for sending me this. I'm probably not going to keep this. If I can get it running, I'll stick it up on eBay. But let's turn on the power. Not a sausage. Hee-haw. Also, this is a tender drive, but there's no resistance in the tender wheels. It's completely free rolling. That's because the tender came in a plastic bag with gears and things, so it's clearly in a state of disassembly inside. So we'll get it into the shed and off to the bench and see what's what. Righto then, let's see what the story is with this. Not a bad looking model actually, seems to be in pretty good condition externally. Yeah, it all looks fine. The valve here looks a bit basic. Yeah, is this a made in China or made in Britain? Made in Great Britain. Not the finest detail, but yeah, quite a nice looking model. But there's clearly something up with the tender. It's not very heavy, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's no motor in here whatsoever. Oh, they've got loose wheels. No, that's not good. Let's have a look in here. We've got no gears and no weights and no springs or brushes. So the tender was in a little bag which has a couple of gears and a clip. Got a couple of gears missing. I think I've got some spares. I'm going to have to see if I can get hold of a couple of weights and replace these wheels. So I'll need to do a bit of online shopping. The locomotive, I don't think this has any pickups. I think this just picks up through the chassis to the drawbar there. Oh, there's some crew in there as well. So I think we'll have a look at this. I mean, it seems to be nice and free moving, but yeah, we'll give it a clean and some fresh lubrication, and we'll see if we can sort the motor out. Get that screw out of there. That should lift out. Yeah, little bits of polystyrene and other bits of rubbish. So it needs a good clean out. This is going to be one of those underframes that is clipped on in a ridiculous way. Ooh, I think this one might be a wee bit different. There's no sign of any clips down the sides, but there appears to be clips in there and in there. Right, okay, let's see if we can undo the clips at the back. Oh, jings. How on earth did that come out? I wonder if this just prizes off. There we go. That's going to get the front bogie off, I think. Peeling. Yeah, righto. Not as bad as it looked actually. It kind of just squeezes on. Not come across that one before. Alright, okay, so we've got some nice little bearings in the axles. So we'll give it all a scoosh out and some fresh oil. Clean the wheels up, and I think that'll be fine. Right. We'll get the manky brush into here actually. Some nasty fibres in here. the polystyrene containers that they used to pack locomotives in the past. Terrible things. They leave little bits of polystyrene everywhere. That's about 6 pieces of polystyrene I've taken out this front bogie alone. Seven. Right, I'll give that a scoosh. Right, okay, let's have a wee look at this. That's one of the horrible lever out jobs. Stick the screwdriver in there, push, and it should come out. Come on. There we go. Oh dear. Right, so what's happened to this wheel? That might actually be okay once if it's squeezed on properly. Right, we'll unplug that, release the clips. That'll lift off. It's one of the brushes. Very dirty commutator. The spindles are okay. So yeah, I think once we get some new gears and everything cleaned up, some new springs and brushes, new weights, I'm sure it'll be fine. Unless the armature's done, of course, because it does kind of look like this has been pillaged for parts. So why would it be pillaged for parts? Chances are there was something wrong with it. Scoosh out these axle shafts. They're dirty ones. Let's get the old T-cut on the commutator. Give it a scoosh. Give this a scoosh out as well. That's a manky one. Right, give all of these a good scoosh and a clean. You should always make sure your traction tyres are clean as well. They can build up, you can get an awful lot of build up of dirt in them. I mean, obviously if the traction tyre is rotating or looks perished, just replace it. But if it looks otherwise okay, give it a clean, because they can accumulate quite a lot of dirt and it will affect the running. Give this a bit of a going over with a manky brush. There's a lot of gunk, bits of polystyrene, static grass, all the usual stuff. We'll get some fresh oil into the axles. Just going to put a wee touch of oil in the valve here because there's a slight scraping sound. It's better. Alright, I'll give these wheels a clean. Touch of oil. Just going to put some moly grease on the hook of that front bogie because it can make a bit of a clanky sound otherwise. And then we'll pop this back on. I think just clips in place like so. I would imagine taking that on and off a few times, it will probably break about there at some point. Not the best design ever, but still better than the ones that's got the 6 clips. Just got the 2 clips at the back and then it just kind of prizes off, but yeah, they're still going to break. However, that one at the moment is complete. I need to get online and get some bits and bobs for this motor. Okay, so I've just been online and I found the weights that I was after. I didn't get them that quickly. I've actually nicked these off this. This is an old Hornby D49 I've got in storage at the moment. It's waiting a new paint job, basically. It was a donation I got a couple of years ago. So I thought, well, I might as well just nick the parts off this just now, and when I get the replacements I can store them back with that for when that eventually gets done. So I've got my weights, I've got some new brushes and springs that I had in stock and I've got a couple of gears as well. So I think what we'll do is we'll give the gears a clean and a file. Let's just make sure they don't get lost, and then we'll see if we can get this back together and working. So pop this back on, like so, and then we'll fit brand new brushes. That wee bit of a bend. The other spring in. Put the oil in there. A bit of oil in there. Right, does this go with a battery? Yes, it does. So, it's not a dud motor. Alright, we'll get some grease onto the spindles, fit the gears. Stays this clip in. Fit the clip. So, that wants to go on there. Just put fresh oil on the axles. That wheel is, yeah, it grips there. The spline's been stripped on that axle. Right, okay, what I think I'll have to do is nick a wheel off here and we'll get a replacement. Yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll take the axle off this because the wheels are different, and this one the wheels have got spokes, this one doesn't. Not that they'll be that noticeable, but let's see if we can pull these off. That off, and you want to get this off. Like so, push that in there, that'll then go through there, and then, which one was it? This one I think. Nope, this one will fit on. I'll stick them in the vise to squeeze them up properly. What does that measure? 14.1. 14.1. Spot on. Put these silly floating wheels on. And then this will go that way. Fit these weights. Plug that into there. And that should be that. Give it all a good dust out. There we go. Right, pop this on the test track. That moves nicely. Righto. Ooh, don't like the sound of that. Alright, I'm going to have another look at this. It almost sounds like the armature's hitting something. So we'll take it all apart again. What we'll do is take the gears out. I'm going to fit this back in to there. Because I just want to see if the noise is coming from the gears or the motor. Yeah, it's the motor. So it could be, so I think the noise is one of two things. It's the new brushes rubbing on the slightly worn commutator, especially over the slots there. Or it could be that the magnet is vibrating. I suspect the magnet is the more likely cause of the problem. What can I do about that? Well, so I think wrapping some tin foil around it might do it. I think insulating tape will be too thick. I have some of this adhesive copper tape, which I think we'll try. There you go. Wrap that round. And we'll trim off the excess. Right. That's a snugger fit. So that's not rattling about anymore. So let's give this a go. See if this is any better. There we go. That's all it was, a loose magnet. And I've not put the middle wheels on. Goat. The only issue we might have now is a bit of wheel wobble, which is kind of normal for these tender drives. I've only just noticed there's no coupling on the tender, so we'll fit one on. Like so. There we go. Right, let's go and pull this out the shed and see how it runs round the loop. Okay then, let's bring out King Henry VIII. So there we are, that's this Hornby King Henry VIII running again. It just needed the missing motor parts replaced, and then that loose magnet was rattling about and causing a horrible noise. But a bit of copper tape around it sorted that, but tin foil or any sort of tape would do, anything just to make the magnet fit a bit more snugly. Not a bad run of this now with quite a nice smooth pull away for an old Ringfield tender drive. A wee bit of wheel wobble on the tender, but there nearly always is with these old Hornby tender drives. So thanks very much again to James for sending me this. As I said, I'm not going to keep this. I'll put it up on eBay. Now, the other locos that I repaired and put on eBay, I donated the money to charity. I think this time, it may sound a bit selfish of me, but given what I've been spending on building the new layout, I need a little bit of charity myself. Also, I've had to spend a bit of money to get this running again, and I'm buying a new camera and stuff. So yeah, it would be good to pull some money back into the modelling coffers. That would be really helpful. So I think what I'll do is I'll put this on eBay, but instead of donating 80 or more percent of the money to charity, I'll donate about 20% and keep the rest for myself. I wouldn't want to take all of the money, and I do like to donate to the SSPCA, so that's what I'll do. If it sells for silly money, I'll probably up the charity donation. We'll see. Just so long as I get a few quid in my pocket out of this, cover all my costs and stuff, really. That's all I'm really bothered about, but we'll see how much it goes for. The link to the eBay listing will be in the description below, so happy bidding. Thanks once again to James for donating this. Hope he's happy to see it running again and that it'll find a new home and help a charity as well as me. Okay folks, catch you later.